still on for our LisaBug luncheon. Okay, let's get one more click here and we will begin. Okay, good morning, everyone. I've got a little note on my screen. Just want to make sure that's okay. I'm going to turn that off right now. Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to LisaBug Yoga for Stamina. We're in the month of July 2026. Today's my mom's 89th birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. I'm going to do a birthday workout with her later today. Okay, so what we're going to work on for stamina is endurance in our legs with a lot of our standing poses, our warrior poses. So strong warrior legs today. You also need potentially a chair here, and I'm using it as a little bit of a storage for my weights. I have one 8-pound weight, one 5-pound, and one 3-pound. So whatever you have at home, put it on your chair so that it's easy to grab as we're doing some of our exercises. I also have a ball, and I would like to start with the ball for our warm-up. So I have a different movement today that we're going to start with. So just bring the ball, and if you don't have one, just bring your hands to your chest. And we're going to do a little squat or a chair pose. And as we stand up, give me a halo around to the right and back around. And then we'll come down and just keep moving it to the right side. Now remember, your modification for halo, if it bothers your shoulders, is you can just make a little circle any size in front of you. You don't have to go around the back of the head. And go ahead and press into that ball a little bit so you get some of the strengthening aspects of this exercise as well for the upper body. So where do we breathe? Let's inhale through the circle and exhale down. So big breath in and breath out. Let's do 5 more around this direction. In our class today, we're going to see this exercise again with the option to use a weight. And if you don't want to, you can come back to the ball. Okay, so let's come up and just do our halo around to the other side. We'll save our legs for a little bit and just practice it. And then when you're ready, drop it down and around. Now you might notice if you're going behind the back of your head, there's a tendency for your back to arch, to get your arms around there. So that's where I want you to really brace your abdominals. So right here, as the ball's coming behind your head, pull your abs in, trying to keep that neutral spine. Inhale to circle. Exhale to sink. And then, of course, we're checking for our form and the alignment of our knees and hips and feet. They're all tracking. Make sure your knees aren't knocking in or bowing outward as you come down into that squat. Really good alignment. And we'll get 5. And I feel this starting to really warm up the body. There's a lot of muscles working here. Are you still pressing in on the ball? I forgot about that part. 2 more. Great, 1 more. And back to center. Now just hold your squat. We're going to rotate side to side while we're pressing into the ball. So this is one of those exercises that we've been doing in the lymphatic warm-up. Little bit of a knee bend as we're rotating side to side. And 5 more each direction. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. Take the ball in the right hand. Open, pass it to the left. Open, pass it to the right. Now, each time your arms are open, I want you to lift a knee up. So let's take it. Open, switch. Open, switch. Start to focus on balance. Good. Flex your ankle when you lift your knee up. So pull your toes up toward your kneecap. Inhale, exhale. And you're just doing a range of motion that feels okay for your shoulders. Great job. 1 more. Now take the ball in the right hand, pass and switch it above the head and open, or any height that feels okay for you. So now as we pass the ball up, we're going to lift a leg to the side. So it looks like this: up, out, other leg, up, out. Little bit of a body weight shift, side to side. If you don't have a ball, just do the action with your arms. But I like adding this agility of my fingers, passing the ball and squeezing it in the hands. Little bit of a hip warm up. Good, let's do 2 more on each leg raise. 1. 1 more each side. Ooh, and bring it down. Okay, let's set the ball off to the side. So now that we've got those shoulders all warmed up, I want you to step your feet nice and wide. Turn the right foot forward and come into a little bit of a warrior stance. So we have the right knee bent, that's tracking over the toes. We have the left leg nice and straight. And let's open our arms out into a chest expansion. And then we'll bring the right arm to come across the body. And you can just use your left hand to pull it in. Give yourself a nice shoulder stretch. So you can also wrap the bottom arm underneath here, or even wrap your hands in an eagle. So give yourself a really good stretch here. Doesn't matter particularly what you choose, but I feel this right back here behind the back of my right shoulder blade. Now let's sink down into our pose a little lower. Really work the legs here and look over the right shoulder. Now we're going to hold here about 5 slow breaths. And just release any tension in the upper back. Pull the abs in as you exhale. And of course, you can come out sooner if you feel that you're losing a little stamina in the legs. 1 more breath. Then bring your head back to center. Unwrap the arms, take a big stretch out, and then push up with the right leg, lower the arms down. We'll switch our feet. So we're turning the right foot in, the left foot out. We'll find our nice warrior position. Take your time to make sure your alignment looks pretty good. Open, expand the chest. This time the left arm comes across. We can just hold it in here. We can wrap the elbow under, or maybe even wrap the arms in eagle. Okay, just find the best stretch. And then look over the left shoulder, maybe sink a little lower down into your warrior. And now that we're here and we're stable, we're holding 5 slow breaths. Just notice any difference that you might feel on this side as compared to the right upper back. This is our stamina in the legs, specifically that front leg that's got the bent knee, isometric work. Okay, that's the 5th breath for me. Bring the head back to the center, open, and then straighten out that front leg, drop the arms down. Okay, walk your feet together. We're going to come into a neutral hips distance apart, come down into chair pose. You can hold hands at heart, hands up, anywhere you want to be here in chair. I kind of like it right in here. So we're going to be working some endurance and stamina of our legs. So what I want you to notice is you can see the lines behind me in that screen. My head is not going to go up and down. So I want you to find a place where you can keep everything even, and then shift your weight into your right foot and pick up your left heel. So you're just lifting up on the ball of the foot a little, and then set that foot down, shift a little more weight in your left foot and pick up the right heel. So I want you to really think about you're balancing a little cup of tea right on your head, and you're not spilling it to the right or left. You're not coming up and down. Ooh, a little bit of burning in the thighs already. So we'll do one more on each side, and then I'll give you a little bit of a break. And then come up out of that chair pose for just a moment. Ooh, right there in the thighs. Okay, so that's our level 1. Your next level is to completely pick a foot up off the floor. Now, if you need to turn to a wall or chair, please do that so you can have a light touch onto something. Let's come back down into our chair pose. Keep your head stable. Shift over to the right foot, pick up the left heel, and then see if you can lift your foot up off the floor. And then put it back down. Go over to the other side, heel or foot. Good, so just go at your own pace. You don't have to match the speed that I'm going with this. And remember, if this is a little bit too challenging today, go ahead and just lift the heel. With my right knee being really bone on bone, it almost feels better to do a lift on this one. But when I get to the other side, maybe just a heel up. Good. So one more each side, shifting to the right and shifting to the left. I'm going to try it. Up. Good. And come up. Great. Okay, now we're going to use a weight for that halo that we did in the warm-up with the ball. And you can certainly use the ball instead of a weight. I'm going to try to go ahead and use my 8-pounder, a little bit heavier. So grab your whatever weight you want to choose for this. And we're going to do it a little differently than when we did in the warm-up. So I would like you to have your right foot in front, your left foot stride behind a little bit with your heel up. So we are going to do a split stance squat. And as you come up, start to the left first and do your halo around. So we're down and start to come around as you're pressing up out of the squat or split stance chair pose. And I'm going to try to count these, at least on my end. That was 3, 4. What do you think a good number is? I hear you all saying 10, 5, maybe, or any amount that works for you. But we're already halfway. 6. Now again, when the weight comes behind the head, if you're doing that, that's where you're really bracing the core there. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then come down into that squat and let's hold and stabilize. So if you just want to keep the weight here, you can. If you want to add 2 more halos that same direction, staying low, add 2 more halos around. Just 1 and 2. Press up. Good. Relax. Shake out the legs a little bit. Switch your stance. Left foot in front, right foot slightly strides behind. Your heel is up off the floor. Feet are hips distance apart. So we come down into the squat. This time we go around to the right first. And you start to halo as you're coming up with your legs. We're going slow and controlled. Take your halo modification, just circling it small, right in front of your face. There's 3 for me. Magic number is 10. 4. Yes, lots of stamina for leg strength. 5. And this is core as well. We're getting our triceps and our shoulders. 6. Now, if you're going a little faster, a little slower, that's okay. 7. Make the pace suit your body. 8. And just breathing whenever your body says it's right for you to breathe. 9. 10. Okay, then we come down and we hold our legs stationary. You can stay as you are or add 2 more halos starting to the right. This for me is a lot of core balance and stabilization to stay down into that squat when I'm bringing that weight around my body. Okay, and press up. Great job. Shake out those legs a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to come into a warrior 1. So step your right foot forward, your left foot back, and you can turn sideways onto your mat as well. I think I'll give you a little diagonal. Warrior 1 stance. Keep your chest up nice and high. And then we can have one arm up. I have the weight in my left hand, so it's opposing to the right leg forward. And then we're going to do a bicep curl here, curling up and coming down. Now that right arm doesn't need to be up. It can be on your hip as well. I want you to sink down and feel this front leg really working. Now your back leg should be straight. Because of my arthritis, I cannot get it straight. So you can see my back leg is bent, but that's not proper form. Just that I can't do that. Okay, so you're ready to add a little balance. So as you do the curl, you're going to shift your body weight into the front leg and tap the back foot in and then take it back. Tap it in, take it back. And notice I'm keeping my front knee bent that whole time. So that leg is getting the stamina work. How about 5 more? I think that'll give us 8 on the moving warrior 1. And 4. Oh, that front leg is definitely burning. 3. And the bicep a little bit too. 2. And 1. Step back and just step in. Whew, shake out that leg a little bit. Okay, so our weight shifts over to the right hand. Our left foot is forward in our warrior 1. I'm going to give you a little diagonal. Okay, so we bend that knee, and it's going to stay bent as we do our bicep curl. The opposite arm can be wherever you want it to be, maybe hand on hip. And you can do this rotating bicep curl, or you can do a hammer curl, or even a reverse curl. That's really challenging to lift, to curl up with the back of the hand up. So just make that be whatever you'd like to today to challenge yourself. Okay, now we've got to move with it if you choose to do so. Front leg stays bent. We step forward and we step back. This one's going to be challenging for me. I'm just going to go slow. Yep, I can feel bone on bone and pain, but it's not really bad. So I've got to keep that muscle strong, and I'm going to go with it. 4 more for 8. 5. 6. And 7. Stamina in that left quad and glute. And 8. Step back and step in, shake everything out. Okay, I'd like for you to pick a weight. You can do a rotator cuff. I'm going to go all the way down to my 3. Take your feet wide again. I want the weight in your left hand. So we switched hands that we were working with. Come into your right side warrior 2. And I want you to do a pretty wide warrior 2. Make this comfortable, but pretty wide. And we're going to support either our hand or our forearm here because I want your body to be on an angle. Bring the weight across with a 90-degree bend at your elbow. And we are going to rotate that weight out and across. Now, if you want a little bit more activation for your core, then you can do an unsupported side angle pose. So now I'm not using my arm to support me here on my thigh, but I want you to make sure that feels okay for you to take that unsupported version. Let's get 8 more, roughly 15 reps here. We're working stamina on that right leg. 7. Try not to let your arm go out away from your body. So you're keeping it tucked in. 5. Rotator cuff, even without any weight. This is a really good exercise. 4. Ooh, this leg is talking. 3. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 2. Oh boy, last one. And then press yourself up. Oh, okay, switch hands, switch feet. Let's get into that good warrior. We can support here. We just want to get our body on an angle so we can use gravity to help us with this rotator cuff. Okay, glue that elbow into your side, or you can even tuck a little hand towel between your elbow and the side of your waist and kind of squeeze and hold it into place. We can lift this arm out so we're unsupported. Breathe. 10 to go. And 9. Whew. I got a pain-free range of motion on this knee, so it's good. I can handle this one. Good job. Rotate. This is pretty slow and controlled. Let's get 5 more. So we don't ever want to cause any momentum in this exercise and cause damage to the rotator cuff. Breathe. 3. Nice job. 2 more. Excellent. Last one here. Okay, press yourself up. This is going to be the hard part for me. Okay, I got it. Oh, there we go. All right. Lock your feet together. Great job. Let's switch out that weight. Whew. If you need a break for a little drink of water, take that. We're going to work some balance, a standing bird dog pose. Your option is to have a weight. So we just used the right arm, correct? So we're going to face our chair and take a weight of moderately heavy workload in your left hand. And we're going to step our right foot forward and then, left foot forward to think about it here. And then we want our right hand to find the chair. So we have our opposite hand and foot is connected to something. So your right leg is back. Your left arm is hanging down, and I just want you to use the chair for a little bit of balance help with your right hand. And we're going to pull the weight up with the left arm, pull the elbow back, and bring it down. A little small bend in your left knee here. Your back leg is really active, so flex your ankle, tighten your glute. Exhale as you pull the weight up. Use your core. Make sure your spine is neutral, your head and cervical position neutral. And we're going for 15. I believe we have 8 more. 8. And I'm using my 8-pound weight. That seems to be good for this exercise, but use whatever you have and is good for your body. 5 more. I feel some stamina in my standing leg, in the hip. 4. And 3. Slow and controlled. 2. And 1. Good. Lower that back foot down to the ground And stand up, shake out the legs a little bit, the arms, switch your weight over to the right hand. Whew. Okay, now we stand on the right foot. So we'll step that forward. Your left hand is gently on the chair. Now, does the back leg have to come all the way up? No, you can just lift it this high. But that might be a goal if you can get your leg all the way up. You don't have to, though. Just make sure that leg is active and engaged. Okay, let's pull that right arm up. 15. I want to be sure you're not locking out your standing leg. It's straight or a micro bend in the knee, but not locked out. Flex your back foot, ankle, so you feel your shin muscle working. Exhale to pull it up. 6. 7 of 15. We have 8 to go. Can you straighten out that back leg a little more? Tighten your quad muscle. 7. Check your alignment. 6. Come out sooner if your stamina is failing. 5, or you just need a little bitty break. 4. We're all in our own bodies today with our own endurance. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Step that back foot in. Rise up. And let's set our weight down. Excellent. Let's come back into some stretches for the upper body, but still working stamina for the legs. So I'm going to bring you back into your warrior 2 stance. Right leg in front. I know. If you can do this, let's work the legs again. That's where our stamina is about. So I want you to lift the left arm up, reach it behind like you're going to zip up a shirt back there. And then you can take your right hand and use it to pull back a little bit here or push forward. Give yourself a nice stretch through your tricep. And then we are going to side bend just a little bit out toward that front leg again. So now we're back into an unsupported side angle pose. Just a couple of breaths. You can certainly support here or hold here. And come up. Good. Relax the arms for a moment. We're going to do the other arm and take it into a reverse warrior. So the right arm now comes up. Reach it back so it's back behind the neck. I already feel a stretch without even grabbing it. But if you want to apply a little bit more work here, pressure, and then we'll tilt back the other direction, side bending into our reverse warrior. Couple of breaths. Abs are really tight and engaged. And come up. And then down. Good. Straighten out both legs. Bring your hands either to your hips or you can take your fists back here on your sacrum. Press your hips forward a little bit. Tighten your glutes. Open your heart and pull your shoulder blades together. So this is a form of standing camel pose or a little bit of a back bend. A couple of breaths here. Great job. And come up. Good. So now we turn out into our left warrior 2. This is the last time we'll be in this stance. And then we have the right arm first. So that one goes up. Give ourselves a stretch here. Option to add more. And then our side stretch is toward the bent leg side. Again, if you feel like that's bothering your back or your QL, then hold here and support. This is okay. You take this wherever you can today. And then use the strength of your core to pull yourself back up. Let the arms float down. Now there's a tendency when we do this stretch to let our chin drop, so try not to let that happen. So your chest and your chin are in that normal L position. When we bring our hand back here, we have just that tendency to let our head fall forward. So keep it up. Your head is probably touching that hand back there. And then let's side stretch this direction. Oh, that feels really nice in the lats, the triceps, in the core. But you could be supported here if this was giving you any strain or tension in your back. One more breath. And pull it up. Release the arms. Straighten out both legs. Yeah. And then we either have hands to the hips or fists or palms to the sacrum. Squeeze your glutes a little bit and let your hips push forward. This is going to open up your hip flexors. Roll your shoulder blades together. You can make this very small in terms of the back bend. It's not a great big huge arch in your back. Keep your core really tight. Open your throat up a little bit. Couple of breaths. Excellent. And then pull yourself up. Then we'll take this into a wide leg forward fold. If you need to adjust your feet at all to make sure they're a good width apart, and we'll come forward and bring our hands wherever they're going to land. And that you might be supporting here on your shins, or maybe you turn and put your hands on a chair. You can bring your arms, if you can touch the floor, into down dog arms. Give yourself another shoulder stretch. And just breathe. Really relax the posterior chain, the backs of the legs. And then we're going to be working some stamina for the spine, the back body, through some spinal extension. So I have my little blanket over here on my mat. What I'm going to do is walk my hands around to the side where my blanket is, and I'm going to come down onto my tummy. So whichever way is going to be best for you, come on down. And then I have this little blanket here where I can either put my forehead on it so I can keep my head neutral, but I can still breathe. My nose isn't on the floor. You can also put your arms up and set your forehead on your hands here. So wherever you'd like to be, comfortable position. Now for this first one, if you feel comfortable with it, put your hands underneath your shoulders, and we're just going to press up into a little bit of a cobra with some assistance with the arms. So we press up and then we lower down. Now I'd like to add some movement of the head with this. So each time you press up, I'm going to have you look a certain way. So let's go to the right side first. So press up, look right. Come down, bringing your head back to center. Press up, look left, and you are using your arms just a little bit. And come down. Let's do one more each side. Keep your elbows squeezed in, so try not to let them drop out to the side. Lift up, look right. Tighten your bum a little bit. Come down. Press up, look left. And come down. Now let's try not using our arms at all. And there's a couple ways we can do that. We can bring our arms back next to our body and just have the back of your hands on the floor a little bit. And we can lift up, look right, and down. And lift up, looking left, and down. Now another way we can do it, we can bring our hands forward to put our elbows on the floor and our hands on the back of or the forehead on the back of the hands. And when we lift up and look right, we turn our right elbow up to the ceiling. And then come down. And then turn left elbow comes up to the ceiling. So we're going to do 2 more each direction. Pick the one you want to do. To the right and down, and to the left and down. 1 more each side. And then last time to the left and down. Now we need to press ourselves back to a counter stretch for the low back. So use the strength of your arms, push yourself up, shift back either into a child's pose or maybe a cat stretch or any movement in your back there. You can bring your forehead down, whatever you like to do here, and just stretch that lumbar spine. Couple of breaths. Great job. Okay, so we're going to bring this over onto our back now. So take time to adjust your position. Have some padding for the back of your head if you'd like to have a little pillow there. Let's come onto our back. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. So we're going to work a little bit of articulation of the ankles here while we're in a bridge pose. So I just want you to just with your bottom down on the ground, so we're not up in the bridge yet, I want you to try to lift your right heel up and then your left heel up. So the ball of your foot is staying on the floor. Your range of motion might be really small. It's just whatever the mobility you have in your ankle. And you can kind of play with how far away from you your feet are. But I find the further I walk my feet away, the less I can lift my heel off the ground. So if you want to be a little bit more successful with range of motion, bring your feet in fairly close. And then we're just going to alternate up and down. Then, of course, this would be our level 1 ankle articulation, coming up into plantar flexion. And then your option would be, of course, to actually lift up into bridge. So hold your hips up any amount, keep your hips level here, and then start to articulate your ankles. Lifting one heel up, setting it down, lifting the other heel up, setting it down. So this is building strength and a little bit of mobility in the ankles. But just notice, okay, where am I feeling it strengthening? And when I lift my heel up, I can kind of feel it in the back and the outside of the ankle a little bit. In the Achilles tendon, some of those little accessory muscles of the ankle. Let's do one more on each side. And then come down from your bridge. Good. If you want to take a second to hug your knees into your chest, you can do that. And then we're going to do the opposite with the feet. So with your feet down, try to lift your right foot up and down, the ball of the foot, and then your left. Now, for me, if I go further away with my feet, I have a little bit more mobility to do this. So find a position where you can lift the ball of your foot up. Now we're firing this muscle right here in the shin, tibialis anterior. This muscle is responsible for helping us to strengthen our ankles, but also strengthens the knee joint as well, which is kind of interesting. So you're level 1, you're just staying down on the ground with your torso. Level 2, let's find a bridge, any height, and let's try to lift, ball the foot up and switch. So it's almost like you're doing little ankle pumps here. Try to keep your hips stable, not swing them side to side. Feel your core engaging. Your glutes and your hamstrings are working here, so we've got some stamina for that part of the body. You certainly could be doing anything with your hand weights that you wanted to add in there if you'd like to do that. So that's all up to where you want to take your practice today. One more on each leg. And then lower down from your bridge. Let's take another little counter stretch by hugging the knees in, maybe rocking side to side, taking some circles. So our next movement, we're going to be marching the feet off the floor. So we'll start with our hips down, and we're just going to lift our right foot up and go point, flex, and set the foot down. Lift your left foot up, go point, flex, and set your foot down. So each time the foot is up, you're going to do 1 point and 1 flex and set it down. Level 1, you continue doing this with your hips on the mat. We'll do 1 more on each side. And notice I'm not lifting my foot too far off the floor as I'm doing this. Okay, can we do that in bridge? You'll be a little bit more successful if you bring your feet closer to each other. Come up into your bridge. Lift your right foot up and go point, flex, and set the foot down. Left foot up, point, flex, and down. Now, I really notice here how much I'm using my arms to stabilize my body here. So what I'm going to do is try not to use my arms. Point, flex, down. Point, flex, down. 3 more on each side. Point, flex, down. Good. 2 more each side. Point, flex, down. Point, flex. 1 more each side. And lower from bridge. Okay. Last one. Oh, I know I have 1 more. So what we're going to do is straighten our leg and go point, flex, and then set our foot down. And I know your brain is already thinking, oh my goodness, we're going to have to do this in bridge. Well, we're going to try to do this in bridge. You don't have to, because this is level 1 and we can stay with this. So let's do 1 more on each side. And the reason I'm doing it with the straight leg this time is it activates your calf muscles differently when your leg is straight versus when you're doing it here with a bent knee. Okay, so let's try it in bridge if you would like. Come on up. Right leg straightens. Point, flex, put your foot down. Left leg straightens. Point, flex, down. Our goal is 5 on each side, or a total of 10 of these. For me, that's number 4. 5. Whoops, I forgot to straighten my leg. 6. Ooh, lot to think about. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Relax down. Take your final little counter stretch. Okay, so now we're going to go into that exercise from the big 3. We will extend our right leg out. Notice the little space under your lower back. Support the back of your head. And then we're going to work on, when we lift our head up, we're going to be working on turning it side to side to see if it helps with some of this tension that tends to build into our neck. So on our first repetition, I want you to do a little baby crunch. Lift your head just straight forward, turn it to the right, center, and then lower your head completely down. Lift your chest, or your head comes up, your shoulder blades look to the left, center, and down. And the goal is to keep that little space in your lower back. We're going to do 1 more each side. Curl up, hold, look to the right, center, lower your head completely down. 1 more. Lift. Look to the left. Center. Relax. Okay, so that was 2 each direction. Now we're going to do it with the other leg extended out. So right knee bends, left leg is straight, neutral spine. Support the back of your head. You can use your fingertips or you can use a hand towel. And then lift straight up. We're going to look left first this time. And down. Come up. Look right. And down. Relax it completely between reps. Lift up. Look left. And down. One more time. So this is kind of the reverse that we did. Look right. And down. A little bit of the reverse that we did when we were on our stomach, when we were lifting our back and looking to the side. And we're stretching and strengthening all areas of our neck. Okay, so let's roll over onto a side and sit yourself up, or roll yourself up like a ball. And let's bring our feet together into our butterfly stretch. Just relax your hips open. Try to sit tall. You can play with where your feet are. So if it's hard to sit tall when your feet are in close, which is a little difficult for me, it makes my back want to round. If I bring my legs forward a little bit more, I go, oh, wow. Now I can sit up straight on my sitting bones. So find a comfortable position there. And then we're going to do a twist. So left hand comes across towards your right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Look behind as far as you can to rotate your head and your neck. Take a couple of breaths there. Then keep your twist to the right, but just turn your head only over the left shoulder. So this is your spiral rotation. Your shoulders are turning to the right, your head is turning to the left. And then head comes back to the front, the spine does as well. Take a breath. And let's go the other way. Right hand comes across, left hand behind. Nice long spine. Look behind you over that left shoulder as far as you can. And when you're doing that, do it gentle. Try not to strain your neck that you're looking so hard to try to get more range. Just do it, if we're talking 0 to 60, just maybe go about a 30, just gentle. And now we'll look over the right shoulder. That feels great in that spiral twist. And then head comes to neutral. The body does as well. You can stay in your butterfly, or you can slightly adjust it, or you can sit cross-legged, or you can extend your legs out. Let's take a side stretch. And then we're going to turn our head up. So our neck is on a diagonal to gravity, right? And so we're going to turn it up, turn up the volume, and then we're going to turn it down, turn down the volume. And then come up. Great job. To the other side. Take your side stretch. Our head is on an angle, so gravity is resisting as we turn our head up. And turn your head down. So we've applied rotation to our neck when we were in a prone position, when we were in a supine position, and now we're in a diagonal position. Let's come on up. Good. And then again, you can stay as you are, or you can come to simple cross-leg pose. My hips are starting to complain being like that, so I'm going to sit in simple cross-leg pose. And let's do a little side flexion of the neck here, and we can use some assistance for this. So bring your right hand up, gently cradle your head, and draw it over to the right side. So here's one option with your right hand. Another option is to set it on the opposite shoulder. So it's like you're pressing down. And a third option is to give yourself a little neck rub right here. I'm going to opt for that one. And just work out any little knots there. Sometimes we don't realize how much tension we carry in our neck and how tight the muscles and the tendons and everything get in the neck. So work out a little bit of that tension. All right, let's bring it up. And then for just a moment, drop your chin down to your chest. So just stretch out both sides of the back of your neck. And bring it up. Okay, we're going to tip our head the other way so we can use the left hand for assistance. Draw it over. So there's option 1. Option 2, your hand presses your shoulder down. Option 3, you work out some knots in the knitting. And this side feels a lot different. Doesn't feel quite like I have piano wire in my neck like it did on the other side. And that's normal. Just we do things functionally very different in life. So it's normal to have differences from the right and left side of the body. There was one gal that was in my Pilates class, and she sent me a copy of a T-shirt. And there's a T-shirt for everything, right? So the T-shirt said, Pilates is a reminder that my right and left sides have completely different career goals. And sometimes that's true. We notice that when we're doing yoga and Pilates. Okay, let's come on up. Drop the chin straight down to the chest. If you'd like a little bit more of a stretch here for between your shoulder blades, just take your hands, you can interlace your fingers and push your arms forward and open up your shoulder blades. And you can even round your back a little bit here. And take a couple deep breaths right into the upper back. Great job. And then come up. Open the arms out. Bring your fingertips behind you on the floor and lift your chin just a little bit up. So I'm not throwing my head back. I'm not doing that. I'm just elevating my chin. And then release that. Just place your hands on your knees, either palms down for a little bit of grounding or palms up for a little bit of action to receive. Let's close our eyes. Bring your awareness to your body and just notice any differences that you're feeling now after the beginning of our class or the way your body felt when you started your day, got out of bed this morning. And we'll place our palms at heart center as we pause to just celebrate our hard work today. I'm always honored each and every time that your name lights up on the computer screen as we have our live classes. It's so important to me to just really share my knowledge with you, and you're such a big part of my life each and every class. Or if you go back on YouTube and join me, it's very, very important to me. So let's just pause here and celebrate our hard work and our dedication to the LisaBug community. And the light and the peace that resides within my heart honors the light and peace in the hearts of each of you. Namaste. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll turn my recording off. Let's do a chit chat and see how everything felt for you today. And remember, check your email for the final decision on where we're going to hold our celebration tomorrow with the LisaBug group. Okay. Getting all kinds of little notifications up here. Okay, a couple more clicks and this is gone.